Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Hey, everyone.
Today, we're plunging into a world that's both brilliantly imagined and maybe unsettlingly familiar.
Mm.
Imagine if your very identity, your sense of self, wasn't just yours, but like a corporate asset.
Yeah, something bought, sold, owned, traded.
Exactly. We're dissecting some fascinating excerpts from a fictional novel today, that kind of stuff that really sparks those what-if questions.
That's right. Our mission today is to really get into this concept of personal incorporation and follow the incredible, kind of tumultuous journey of this one man who's suddenly thrust into this new reality.
Right, and he has to figure out what freedom even means when, pieces of you can literally be owned by others.
Get ready for some pretty groundbreaking societal structure, some mind-bending tech.
And a few twists that are genuinely surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're ready to get a deeper understanding of a future that might make you think twice about your own present, well, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
A Man Out of Time, The Awakening. Okay, so our story kicks off, like many good ones do, with a pretty unexpected discovery.
Mhm.
We meet this character, Omad. He's a miner, right? But driven by this profoundly unique goal.
Yeah. His goal is to gain 51% of himself.
51%. Because in this future, that's what you need for true self-majority, for control over your own life.
Exactly. So he's deep in this mine. It's made of igneous rock, and he's meticulously searching.
But not for gold or, like, diamonds in the usual sense?
No. He's scanning for, the text says, hundreds of chemical and structural clues. Hints of old stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Relics.
And what he digs up is, well, it's much more interesting than just minerals.
Way more. He finds primitive blasting caps, an old instruction manual for explosives.
Okay.
And, this is kind of funny, a box of Twinkies.
Twinkies? No way.
Yeah, with an early 21st century EXP date on them. His first thought is, naturally, profit. Relic sell.
Huh. But the real relic isn't the snack cake, is it?
Definitely not. This discovery leads to the reanimation of Justin Cord, a man from 300 years in the past.
Wow, imagine waking up to that. What a shock.
It's absolute system shock. And right away, we hit the core concept of this world. His reanimationist, the person who brings him back, Neela Harper.
Yeah.
She herself embodies this struggle.
How so?
Well, she only owns a, quote, measly 30.5% of herself.
Only 30%. Why so little?
Because of obligations, debts essentially, to places like Harvard, other organizations. Her whole dream, her driving force, is hitting that 51% mark.
For absolute control over her life.
Exactly. That really sets the stage, doesn't it? Imagine not fully owning your decisions, your time, because bits of you are like corporate shares.
That's a chilling thought. And Justin's awakening, it's not gentle at all.
Not in the slightest. Almost immediately, he's facing major problems.
A representative from GCI shows up. Global Corporate Initiative.
Yep, they're a dominant power. This guy, Hektor Sambianco, declares Justin indigent, basically penniless and without rights.
And GCI claims, what, the suspension unit?
The unit, and by extension Justin himself, they claim him as GCI property because they paid OMAD for its recovery.
Whoa. So his expectation of, waking up to careful scientific observation.
Yeah, totally shattered. In his time, reanimation would have been this marvel, handled delicately. But here, most revives get a sort of soft pillow briefing, gentle integration.
But not Justin.
No.
Yeah.
He's immediately thrown into a fight for his very existence, defined by corporate ownership from minute one. 2, navigating a technologically advanced, corporatized world.
Okay, so to get why Justin faces this immediate legal fight, we kind of need to look back, right, at this big historical event.
Yeah, the grand collapse. It happened about 250, maybe 300 years before Justin woke up. It shaped everything.
What caused it?
Well, the sources suggest several factors, including a really strong anti-cryonics feeling, like deep public mistrust.
Anti-cryonics, like people were against freezing others for the future.
Exactly. And there's this one key incident mentioned. Really horrific. A mob burned down a cryo facility
Why?
because a court had just ruled that a suspended serial pedophile and child murderer should be reanimated.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And mob's cry was just chilling. If we can't have a future, why should they? Captures the despair,
Yeah, that's heavy.
And to make things worse, there was also a computer plague that wiped out tons of data, erased a lot of the past.
So this history, this trauma, it directly leads to the incorporated world Justin wakes up in.
Pretty much. It created a society deeply wary of, well, unchecked technology and unchecked individual freedom, which paved the way for this highly regulated, incorporated system.
But paradoxically, the technology itself is incredibly advanced. Nanotechnology is everywhere.
Oh, it's seamless, pervasive. You've got things like permeable walls and fluid apartments.
Fluid apartments, what does that even mean?
Think walls that literally ripple and reshape around you. Rooms that reconfigure based on what you're doing. It's all nanotechnology.
Okay, that's wild.
And there's sourceless light, sense simulators. Transportation is totally revolutionized too. TDAT, transorbital pods for super fast travel.
Like across the planet.
Or even off-planet.
Yeah.
And huge beanstalks, space elevators, basically. GCI headquarters in NYC has one that's 50 miles high.
50 miles.
Justin's AI guide, this avatar named Sebastian, explains that objects can just melt away and reform almost at will. It's all tied to human movement and intention.
It sounds almost too convenient, like unnervingly perfect.
It does. And here's a really surprising detail the sources mentioned.
Yeah.
The planet used to have over 20 billion people,
Okay.
but now it's mostly empty.
Why? Where did everyone go?
Well, they didn't necessarily go anywhere. It's because things like rustic outdoor getaways could be perfectly simulated and created in the city on whichever floor was available using the nanotech.
So people stopped needing actual nature or actual space.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
It definitely makes you wonder how that kind of extreme convenience changes, fundamental human needs, our relationship with the real world.
Yeah, absolutely. And the economy holding all this together, just as complex.
You bet. There are, get this, 47 major currencies.
47? How does that even work?
Well, they're all backed by insurance, apparently. And Justin has this insight, this aha moment. He realizes money is still based on blind faith, just like always.
Some things never change, I guess.
Right. The logic is that having all these competing currencies actually prevents a total systemic collapse if one fails.
Interesting. And the personal finance side is also different.
Very different. Parents automatically claim 20% of their kids' earnings for life.
20%?
And the government only takes a constitutionally set 5%. That's it.
So power really has shifted away from government towards, what, corporations and family units?
Seems that way. And we get this striking example, the chairman. He's arguably the most powerful person in this whole incorporated society.
Yeah.
He started out as a penny stock, meaning someone with almost no personal stock, very little ownership of himself, worth almost nothing in the system.
So it shows you can rise from nothing.
Exactly. It underlines that belief in upward mobility. But it also hints at the sheer scale of wealth and power concentration possible in this kind of economy. 3. Justin Cord. Reluctant symbol, accidental revolutionary.
Okay, so Justin wakes up, GCI tries to claim him. This doesn't exactly stay quiet, right?
Oh, not at all. He instantly becomes this huge media sensation, like overnight.
What do they call him?
The Unincorporated Man. His unique status, being completely outside the system, makes him famous.
Yeah.
Insanely famous.
So famous.
The text says his fame reaches 100% permissive market saturation. Basically, everyone everywhere knows who he is immediately.
Wow. Just by existing, he's a symbol, an anomaly.
Precisely. The system just doesn't know what to do with him. And this tension really comes to a head during a Mardi Gras celebration.
Mardi Gras? Okay, sounds fun, but...
Well, Jester witnesses something called transbods, these temporary body alterations using that nanotech we talked about.
Like costumes.
Way beyond costumes. We see Neela, his reanimationist, change her hair color, eye color, skin tone. She even grows wings, a tail, and horns, just for the party.
Whoa. So identity is literally fluid there.
Totally. And in the middle of all this, Justin does something incredibly symbolic.
Yeah. What?
He gets up in front of the crowd and breaks these chains, specifically links labeled GCI.
Breaking the chains of the corporation. Very symbolic.
And the crowd just ignites. They start chanting spontaneously, "One free man, one free man."
Oh.
And this chant, it gets picked up, transmitted system-wide, becomes this massive rallying cry.
So he's accidentally become a revolutionary figurehead?
Pretty much. There's this wealthy guy, Sean Dougal, who's already self-majority, owns himself outright. He sees Justin immediately as the perfect poster boy of his revolution.
Whether Justin wants it or not.
Exactly. This public momentum just pushes him onto this path.
Now, there's another really intense experience that shapes him, right? Something involving virtual reality.
Oh, yeah. Pivotal. And, frankly, horrifying.
Yeah.
He visits a virtual reality museum.
A museum? Sounds harmless enough.
Not this one. It's governed by these strict virtual reality dictates. Things like accept no reality except reality.
Ominous.
And absolute pleasure corrupts absolutely.
Okay, definitely not your average museum.
Right. So he goes into this simulation. She becomes someone else. Preston Sinclair, a guy who actually worked for Justin's old company, Cord Industries, back in the day.
And what does he experience?
He experiences something called the VR plague.
VR plague. What's that?
It was a time when people basically got lost in VR. They succumbed to what the book calls viricide, suicide by VR. They
How?
just wouldn't leave. They'd stay plugged in, lost in these perfect virtual worlds until they starved to death in the real world.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Their bodies were found, quote, withered and emaciated, covered in urine and feces. But, and this is the truly chilling part, with smiles still plastered on their sunken, hollowed faces.
That's deeply disturbing.
It really is a stark warning about escapism, the danger of losing touch with reality.
How does this affect Justin?
It hits him hard. Like, he immediately needs to ground himself afterwards. He performs this little test. He has to physically touch real dirt in Luxembourg, of all places, just to confirm what's real.
Wow.
And he realizes the whole simulation, the whole horrifying experience was probably designed, set up to give him this deep, gut-level understanding of the dangers his new world is trying to avoid, a warning delivered through simulated trauma. 4. The legal battle for freedom.
So this VR experience must strengthen his resolve then as he heads into the actual legal fight.
Absolutely. He understands the stakes better, maybe, and GCI's strategy against him is pretty aggressive. They argue for something called in loco parentis.
In loco parentis, like in place of a parent.
Exactly. They're essentially claiming that because he was suspended for so long, he's like a child, mentally incompetent maybe, needs a guardian.
And the guardian would be GCI, conveniently.
You got it. They even bring up this bizarre precedent, this case about a guy named Israel Taylor Schwartz.
What happened to him?
He apparently woke up from suspension after some neural reconstruction as a congenital idiot. So GCI uses that to argue Justin might be similarly incapable and needs their corporate oversight.
Wow, that's a stretch. And just a horrible manipulation of his situation.
Totally. But his lawyer, Manny Black, he comes up with this truly radical defense, something that just shakes the foundations of this whole incorporated society.
Okay, what does he argue?
Manny argues Justin doesn't need to incorporate at all. He shouldn't be forced into the system. Instead, he has the constitutional right to be taxed.
Wait, taxed? He wants to be taxed. That sounds backwards.
In our world, maybe? But think about it. In this society, the government only takes that tiny fixed 5%. Everyone believes the market can try to do better than the government. They avoid taxes.
Right, so asking to be taxed.
It's like asking for more government involvement. It's completely revolutionary. It challenges the entire corporate-first worldview. He's saying, I'm a citizen, part of the state, not just a potential corporate asset.
Huh. That's actually brilliant. And does it work?
It does. Justin wins the trial. He remains unincorporated.
Yes, that's huge.
Massive. It's hailed as the greatest victory in the history of personal incorporation.
Yeah.
Manny Black instantly becomes the most recognized attorney in the system, a huge symbolic win for individual freedom.
Something tells me GCI doesn't just roll over.
Not a chance. Hektor Sambianco, the GCI rep, he retaliates fast. He initiates a psychological audit on Justin.
A psych audit. What does that mean?
It sounds like they're weaponizing his unique status, trying to prove he's unstable, dangerous because he's unincorporated.
And they use someone else to spread this idea.
Yeah, Hektor manipulates Janet Delgado, she's the VP of GCI Legal, gets her to push this narrative that, quote, no one was safe from the unincorporated man. Fear-mongering, basically.
So the legal victory was just one battle. The war for his identity and what it represents is far from over.
Exactly. It's only just begun. V-crisis, leadership, and shifting loyalties.
Okay, so the conflict doesn't just stay in the courtroom, does it? It escalates.
Dramatically. Things get really dark with something called the gray bomb attacks.
Gray bombs, what are they?
They sound like nanite attacks. Tiny machines used as weapons. An extremist group, the Action Wing, unleashes them on New York City.
Oh no, what kind of damage?
Massive destruction. Millions of deaths. It's catastrophic.
And people Justin knew.
Tragically, yes. His lawyer, Manny Black, is killed in the attacks.
Oh, Manny. Wow.
Yeah. And Janet Delgado, the GCI legal VP who's being manipulated, she dies too.
That's awful. How does Justin handle Manny's death?
It hits him incredibly hard, as you'd expect. Makes the whole struggle intensely personal now, not just theoretical.
And this tragedy, it pushes him into a new role.
It does. He actually takes over leadership of the Liberty Party. Remember Sean Dougal, the rich guy who saw him as a poster boy? This is sort of his faction.
But Justin takes the lead, even though he hated the media spotlight before.
Right. The previous leader, Cassandra, She steps aside. She recognizes Justin has this overwhelming popular support now. He commands loyalty from millions. The text says they're more loyal to Justin Cord than they are to anything else.
So he becomes a reluctant leader, born out of crisis.
Exactly. And his message changes too. It becomes clearer, more focused.
How so?
Well, during a big public address, he directly pushes back against Sean Dougal's earlier calls for blood, for violence.
Okay, good. So what does he advocate instead?
Divestment and non-incorporation. He tells the crowds, basically, protest the injustice inherent in incorporation by not playing a part in it anymore. Divest and be free.
So systemic change through non-participation. Don't fight the system, just opt out.
That's the core of his message. It's a peaceful revolution, in a way.
But this strong anti-incorporation stance, it must cause problems, right? Like with Neela.
Yeah, big time. It creates this huge strain in their relationship. Neela really struggles with his views.
Why? Doesn't she want freedom?
She does, but she fundamentally believes the current system, incorporation and all, has given the most happiness and prosperity to the greatest number of people ever.
Huh. So she sees the benefits.
She argues it's the amazing technology, the nanites, the advanced neural culture, fusion power that's responsible for the prosperity, not necessarily the incorporation model itself, but the model allows the tech to flourish, maybe.
So it's a philosophical clash?
Deeply. She loves Justin, that's clear.
Yeah.
But she feels he just won't accept her world, a world she genuinely believes has improved humanity.
And she mentions wanting children.
Yeah, there's this poignant line where she laments wanting kids with him, but feels blocked because he won't accept her reality, the world those kids would be born into.
That's heartbreaking. And while all this is happening, we find out there's someone else pulling strings.
The big boss,
Okay.
the chairman, head of GCI, this mysterious, super powerful figure.
And he reveals what? That he's been involved all along.
Pretty much. He confesses he's actually been protecting Justin in a weird way, even orchestrating some events.
Protecting him. Why?
He sees Justin as a fluke, an anomaly, but one that could become an incredibly dangerous fluke if not managed or controlled.
So manipulation disguises protection.
Seems like it. He even admits he tried to scare Justin into taking his protection seriously earlier on. Remember those two troglodytes that attacked Justin? That was him.
Whoa. Okay, so what's his endgame? What does he offer Justin?
The ultimate temptation, really. He offers Justin immense power, even his own planet to rule, like Ganymede or Io. Basically trying to buy him off, integrate him into the very system he's fighting, the ultimate co-optation attempt, the price of perfection and the true meaning of freedom.
You know, there's this really interesting, subtle moment that gives insight into the downside of this seemingly perfect world. It involves whiskey.
Yeah, it's actually quite profound. Justin orders a synthetic whiskey, a specific one, Springbank, Campbelltown 21.
Synthetic, like replicated perfectly.
Down to the molecule, supposedly. But here's the thing. Because it's perfectly replicated, it lacks the tiny variations, the subtle imperfections that come from real aging in a real barrel over real time.
Ah, the flaws make it real.
Exactly. And this makes Justin realize something important. What it meant to be poor in the incorporated world.
Which is?
That truly real, unique, slightly imperfect experiences, like that aged whiskey, become the ultimate luxury. They're invaluable, maybe even unattainable for most people living in this super stable, super synthetic reality.
Because the system provides stability, but maybe sacrifices authentic variety.
That's his realization. Humans, he thinks, needed stability, but they also craved variety. This system nailed stability, but maybe at the cost of genuine, unpredictable life.
Meanwhile, the chairman has a very different take on why his system is good.
Oh, yeah. He gives this stark justification. He argues personal corporation is actually beneficial. Why? Because it forces people and corporations to give an ongoing damn about each other.
Out of self-interest. For profit.
Purely for profit. He genuinely believes his system, quote, will work better than yours in any time period and with any technology you choose.
And the reason it works better is because of?
Because of greed and corruption and incorporation. He thinks channeling those negative traits actually creates a more functional, stable society than idealism ever could.
That's deeply cynical, but you can kind of see the logic in a dark way.
And he doesn't hide his own goal either.
Yeah.
He admits he aimed to consolidate power all along, believes the powerful ruling the pennies, the masses, just makes perfect sense. No apologies.
So the ultimate showdown, Justin gets the offer power, a planet. How does he respond?
He refuses, flat out. He won't compromise his principles. And he delivers that iconic line, I choose freedom.
Bam. his defining moment.
Absolutely. And the chairman's reaction is interesting. He looks tired, almost resigned, and he confesses something surprising. He says he helped to create Justin's path.
Implying he manipulated events to make Justin this symbol?
It definitely suggests a much longer game was being played. And then he drops another bombshell about Neela.
Oh, what about her?
He says he can't just get Neela back for Justin. Why? Because, quote, your sociological effectiveness increases the more you suffer publicly.
Whoa, that's cold, using his heartbreak as a tool.
Ice cold. And he adds this final twist. He believes Neela continues to tear at a system she loves, almost as much as she loves you, suggesting she's also caught in this complex game, maybe unintentionally undermining the system because of her feelings for Justin.
Man, nothing is simple in this world. So Justin refuses the offer. What's next for him?
He heads to Ceres. It's a planetoid, a dwarf planet, known for this unique shell construction, and something called the Via Siriana,
We did.
a massive 2-mile-wide rotating tube inside the planetoid that creates artificial gravity. And the people there, Syrians, they have an almost natural aversion to strangers telling them what to do.
Sounds like the perfect place for the unincorporated man. A haven.
Pretty much. And on Ceres, he actually finds some peace, some renewed purpose. He reunites with Neela.
Oh, good. So they do get back together.
They reunite, yes, along with Omad, the miner who found him,
Yeah.
other allies like Masha and Eleanor, and Justin plans to marry Neela there.
Okay, a moment of hope.
Definitely. And there's another shift in the movement's cry. Omad sparks it when Justin's friends are threatened by outsiders. He yells, if they can do it to Justin Cord, they can do it to anyone. Stop them.
Ah, so it's not just about him being free anymore.
Exactly. It shifts the focus from Justin as the only free man to freedom as a universal right that needs protecting for everyone.
And how does Justin himself cap this off?
He takes the podium during a gathering. The crowd starts the old chant, one free man, one free man. But he stops them.
Stops them? Why?
He declares that being the only free man, at that price, it's too lonely a prison. He says he's no longer cursed by the truth of that terrible indictment.
Meaning he accepts he can't be free alone.
Right. He accepts his role, his destiny, maybe, to lead. Not through destruction, but by showing people that they can choose freedom together. It's a really powerful evolution for him. A hopeful yet realistic end to this part of the story. Outro.
Wow. Okay, what a journey, right? From a guy literally frozen in time to becoming this reluctant leader of a movement challenging the entire foundation of his new world.
Yeah, Justin Cord's story, as we've kind of unpacked, it isn't just about survival, is it? It's really about defining what freedom actually means.
Especially in a world where, like, every bit of you, even your identity, can be corporatized, quantified.
Exactly. This deep dive really forces you to think.
Yeah.
How do you hold on to self-determination when bits of you can be bought and sold? And we saw how a system that looks perfect on the surface, one designed for stability and prosperity,
Yeah.
might unintentionally strip away those intangible things, those essential human experiences,
Yeah.
like the subtle joy of imperfection we talked about with the whiskey.
Right. The value of things not being perfectly synthetic. So, thinking about all this, what does it mean for you, listening right now, as our own lives get more and more interconnected, digitally tracked, simulated?
Yeah, as technology keeps blurring those lines between real and virtual.
What parts of your own freedom, your own autonomy are you willing to fight for? Or maybe, what are you willing to trade for convenience, for stability?
And, looking at Justin's world,
Yeah.
what is the real difference between a society that just, works efficiently
Mhm.
and one that truly thrives? One that allows for not just stability, but also that real variety, that personal choice, that messy, maybe inefficient, but beautiful imperfection of being human.
Yeah. Big questions.
Definitely powerful questions, maybe for another day. But for now, that's all for this deep dive.
Hope you feel a bit more informed.
And maybe a lot more curious. And thanks for joining us.